Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Assemblyman. Our next speaker is Senator Diane Savino.
Thank you, Senator Young. Good morning, Judge Marks.
Good morning.
I'm happy to see in your testimony that you guys are actually asking for more money. If you recall, at Judge DiFiore's nomination and her confirmation on the Senate floor, I mentioned the fact that she's inheriting a court system that is overburdened in many ways and has suffered from a shortage of resources. In fact, Sunday's New York Times detailed the long slog through the court system. They took one particular young man who was injured, and it took several months for cases to move that should have taken much less time. So we know that our courts are overburdened. But I have a question. I know you've had several collective bargaining units in the court system. Are all of them now settled? Have you settled all their contracts?
No. I was saying before, we have 12 unions in the court system. We have contracts with 8 of the 12, and we're eager to reach agreement with the remaining 4.
Do you feel that the proposed budget by the governor is sufficient to meet the financial settlements of those contracts?
It would be very difficult.
It would be very difficult.
Yes, yes.
And in addition, there was a lawsuit brought against the courts by the Court Officers Association that triggered a hiring mandate. From what I understand, there was supposed to be 350 court officers hired, 150 have been actually accomplished, and there's another 200 outstanding. Is there sufficient money in your budget to meet that additional hiring?
Well, court officers, we're down, as I was saying before, 12% in our workforce since 2009. We have court officers have been hit less hard. At least when you look at it today, statewide, we're about 6.2% fewer court officers than we were in 2009, which is proportionally less than some of the other titles. And in fact, because look, public safety, in the courts, there's really nothing more important than that. People,
no doubt. People
who work in the courts, people who come into the courts have to be secure and safe, and we would never compromise that. And in fact, we're starting a court officer class in our academy, which when we hire court officers, they have to go through the academy, obviously. There's a class of, I think it's 150 recruits starting later this month. Once they're deployed in the courts, when they graduate from the academy later this year, we'll be down to maybe only 3% or so less, 3% fewer court officers than we had in 2009. So frankly, I'm less concerned about the number of court officers, although it's not perfect, and we do need more court officers, particularly in some parts of the state. But I think we're in better shape with regard to court officers than we are with some of the other titles.
Well, I'm glad to see you feel that way. But again, there's certainly a shortage of court officers, court clerks, court stenographers, and basically courtrooms. I spoke previously about the problem we have in Richmond County. The state created a separate judicial district for Staten Island, Richmond County in 2007. To date, we have yet to receive the 7 judges that we're entitled to. We owe 3 to Brooklyn. We're entitled to 10, judges for the county of Richmond. We don't have them. We have a brand new courthouse that we outgrew already, and this is not your problem. I'm just saying this to make the point that while the discussion today seems to be between civil legal services and judges' salaries, I think it goes beyond that. We still have a court system that is overburdened, under-resourced, regardless of how we decide whether you should get civil legal services or whether judges should get a raise. By the way, I think we should do both. But I think we also need to increase funding to the court system because we're not able to, in my opinion, deliver what Judge DiFiore says is most important to her, the speedy and efficient administration of justice. So I would just hope that while we continue to listen to you today, people take into consideration it shouldn't be just civil legal services versus judges' salaries. It's how do we appropriately fund a court system so that we can meet that mandate of speedy and efficient administration of justice. Thank you, Judge Marks.
Thank you.
Thank you.